I was working at Tractor Supply part-time in college, and I remember one night I was sitting on a forklift, driving around, moving pallets of hay, dog food, stuff like that. It was a cold evening. It was almost dark outside, and I was just driving around doing my work, but I had one AirPod in, and I was listening to an audiobook of The Richest Man in Babylon. And the thing is, like, in my head, I felt stuck. I felt kind of down. And I wasn't like at rock bottom. It wasn't horrible, but I was in kind of a bad place mentally because I felt trapped. See, I saw the path of like where my life was going. I was in college, I was working, right? I was putting the time, I was putting the effort, I was doing the right things that everybody says you should do. But I saw down the road what this looks like, and I was thinking, man, you know, in 5 years, in 10 years, am I gonna be in the same spot where I'm still just trading time for money with no path out, with no escape, and where I just get a little bit more money coming in and then get a little bit more money going out, and I've got like no financial base? And that's what I was looking at, and it kind of scared me. I felt stuck. And the thing is, there's a voice in my head saying, like, you don't have to start now, right? Wait until you are out of college. Wait until you're done. Wait until you have your degree. Wait until the timing is right, or you have more money coming in. You're not working part-time anymore. And the thing about that voice is, to me, it sounded reasonable, right? It sounded responsible. It sounded like, just not yet. Like, just hold on a little bit because the timing will be right later. But the thing is, like, I knew what I was supposed to do, right? I'd read the books, I'd done the courses, I understood the stock market, I knew how to read it, but I wasn't doing the one thing that actually makes things change, which is I hadn't actually started investing and doing this really for myself. And so I remember, right, I was sitting in Tractor Supply, I was listening to my audiobook, and I was like, man, I just feel like I don't have enough to get started, but I realized getting started is the most important thing. And the way I realized it is because I was sitting on that forklift, I was listening to my audiobook, and out of The Richest Man in Babylon, there was a quote, there's a line out of that book, and the line was, a part of all that you earn is yours to keep. I was like, wait, what? Mine to keep? Not to spend, not to let inflation eat, not to put in a savings account that's never gonna be good, but to keep, to invest, to let earn, to let grow, to let start working for me. And it was such a moment of clarity. I was like, oh my gosh, a part of all that you earn is yours to keep, to invest, to grow, and to change your life. And so I made a decision that night. I was so excited. I was like, okay, cool. So, but I was like at work, literally on a forklift, like at work, right? And so I finished my shift. I drove home. It's a 30-minute drive home, and my mind was racing. But I got home, and I made a decision that night that every single time I got paid, a part of all that I earned would be mine to keep. Right? I said, yeah, that's right. That's how it works. That's right. The wisdom transferred. And I was like, yes, okay, that makes sense. And so I told you guys in video number 1 in this series that I started with just $50 every 2 weeks. And that Tractor Supply forklift moment, like, that is where that decision was born for me. And it was so transformational. But I realized, like, that night, that was the decision that I made. And so, yeah, such a big shift. And the thing is, there's a difference between deciding, right? Making a decision and committing to doing something, and actually going and doing the thing, right? Actually making it happen and knowing what to do and how to do it and how to implement it. And so in the next video in this series, what I'm going to talk about is like how I actually did it, what my plan was, and how it works, so you guys can understand, like, step by step, what do you actually do and how does it start, transferring from an idea, from a decision into action. So that's going to be really cool. That's coming up next week. But if you guys want to skip to the end, I actually created something called the First Stop Challenge, where I go through step by step exactly what this looks like and how you guys can do it for yourself. The link is going to be down in the description below, so you can check that out, or watch the banana farm video at the end of the series, which is pretty cool. That one kind of goes over the whole idea and tells you guys like why this works, which is really cool. The other thing is, in a couple of videos from now, I'm going to start talking about how 10-year-old Ryan, because of a video game about bananas, had already understood this, and even though I let it slip and I didn't pay attention, I didn't realize it, because I understood from a video game about bananas how investing works, like, it gave me such a clear picture that when I wanted to start doing it for myself, it became very, very simple, and I was like, oh, I know what this is. It's money making money, and it's really cool. So I'm going to talk about that soon, but you guys, like, yeah, out of The Richest Man in Babylon, a part of all that you earn is yours to keep. That was such a transformation to me. And it's so funny. I was like at work and I was like, oh, I want to do this now. Like, yes, that's the path. But I guess I better finish work and go home. So anyway, the next video talking about what that actually looks like, how to do it step by step, like what actually makes it real, is coming up soon. But if you want to check out like what this looks like, see how it works for you, go check out the description, look at the link, and yeah, I'll see you in the first stock challenge.